So is it walking? Is it walking? Yes, it is. Okay. So I'm gonna have the Twitch on the background and the Discord chat on phone. Hold on just a second, we'll start in a minute. So, welcome everyone to the 6th round of FWL here at Spielberg for this 80-minute long qualifying session, followed by a 36 lap race. It will be only me commentating for today, and while we wait for some drivers to set their lap times, let's go through the sponsors as always that make this happen in terms of prizes. So let me go through all the sponsors and then we'll start with the proper commentary. So David Racing, hosted by your fellow, I would say Razor, but he's retired, I think. David Does Vid will be providing a £5 Amazon gift card to the winners of Tier 1, Tier 2 and Tier 3. FWL, which is of course the community side of this league, owned by the same owner from the bill, that's Shadow. Grid finds support over 40,000 sim racers by helping them find leagues, commentators and more, and they will be providing an automobilist set from print to the winners of all 3 tiers. Superfan Racing, which creates merchandising collectibles, and they will be providing a calendar of our custom calendar to the winners of course 2023 season, just custom layout, I think, to the winners of Tier 1 and Tier 2. High Caliber Apparel, hosted by your fellow racer High Caliber, which is a US based clothing brand, and they will be providing a custom champions poster for the winner of Tier 1 and Tier 2. Next Level Racing, providing a NFGT cockpit to the winner of Tier 1 and Tier 2, a giveaway to the drivers who complete at least 75% races across the season for a NFGT Lite cockpit. Pit stop prizes, there are competition websites offering motorsport inspired prizes, and they will be providing a £10 voucher to the P2 of all tiers. Lagara Motorsports provide clothing, and they will kindly be providing one t-shirt of choice to the winners of all 3 tiers. Formula Rings, which create rings with unique materials and design inspired by F1 teams. They will kindly be providing P3 of all tiers with a 50% voucher. Racetracks Art, which provides racetracks from all over the world in materials ranging from wood, carbon and neon LED, and they will kindly be providing a custom trophy to the winners of all 3 tiers. RCS GFX is our graphics designer for Season 8. 60 Iconic is a company that provides F1 canvas art, and they will be providing a canvas to the winner of Tier 1 this season. Reaction Time and Fun Podcast, hosted by Big Homie, who is not racing in Tier 1 today, and they will be providing a $25 Xbox gift card to the winner of Tier 1. MoPush USA is our title sponsor, and they basically produce gloves which can be used for karting and sim racing, and they will be providing a pair of gloves for the winner of each tier, a 60% off code for the P2 and P3 of each tier, and a 50% server-wide discount code. Formula Prints, finally, is a company that produces a wide range of products such as phone cases, posters, mugs and more, and they will be providing the winner of Tier 1 and Tier 2 with an F1 phone case of their choice. So that's all the sponsors for today. Actually, for season 8, actually, not for today. Not like they disappear, but yeah, that's all. And we now can get on with the commentary. Starting on with the review of the lap time so far. Shui crosses the line to set at 104.473 in the Red Bull. Matt Copra currently lines up in second in the pits at the moment. 104.686 for the Haas driver. Toastman then crosses the line just a few moments after Shui did to set at 104.692 behind Matt Copra by a few hundreds, actually thousands I would say. Keys lines up in fourth with a 105.016. Finn with a 105.099 lines up in fifth at the moment. Obviously Toastman in the lead. I think they're in lap 105.186 for the Haas driver in sixth. Chas Mister in seventh with a 105.296. Bram in eighth with a 105.536 as we have the Mercedes of Timmy spinning at the exit of turn 4 in sector 2. It looks like he's having quite a struggle to... Yeah, he's letting everyone pass. Anyway, Bram with a 105.536 looks to be going for to set still a new lap. So let's see if he can improve that one. He opens the eyes, and yeah, he can improve that one. Gets a 104.991 above their teammate. There you go. So that means Jasmine are now pushed to 9th actually after Wicked set at 105.132, lining up in 7th. Then Damio gets pushed to places obviously with a 105.572. Sparks with a 106.054 in 11th. Timmy with a 106.831 as there's an Alfa Romeo there which almost lost the traction. Timmy with an invalid lap. Roby Jackers with a 116.899 and the next lap is invalid as well. So they currently they will be having to improve that for sure. As we have Jimbo on a flying lap as the Ferrari Roby Jackers moves out of the way right in time. As we inviting Sesti plays for more attendance obviously, and also for because he's reserving I think for the Aston Martin. Let's see if I manage to do that quickly. Right in time for Jimbo, who's gonna complete the lap now and gets a 110.366. Could be improved, but right now that's 15th place for the McLaren right there. So I was about to say the Ferrari there almost moved out of the way right in time for Jimbo. As I'm also reading the chat by the way, so if you have anything to say you can. Anyway, also on a lap right now, he's one of the drivers who hasn't set up the first lap of the session yet with Shadow is on a lap, so we're going with Anirad for now that he's on a flying lap. I hope those Odricus are not staying forever. Faster sector 1 right now for Anirad as 60 place joins the session. Yes, we're open anyway for Anirad in sector 2. As there's not that much of traffic ahead of him, just a haze really. And here he goes then. Proceeds through turn 5 and then turn 6. Sets a 45.1 in sector 2. Purple sector 2 at the moment. Let's see how this lap time goes for him as he invalidates turn 6. And that's not good for him, even though there are 9 minutes remaining. But if that happens in the later on in the qualifying session, that will be so bad for him. Shadow now starts the first lap, I would say, for the session. Hopefully they don't do the same mistake that Anirat did earlier. So proceeds to go onto sector 2. We have their teammate probably giving them a tow. I think so. Even though the teammate is currently in pole position. Wonder if there will be team orders between Shui and Shadow. Obviously, in qualifying, only thing you can do is giving toe. No, I think... No, never mind then. Yeah, I think that it was not a toe at all. But Shadow then crosses the line to take 4th place and set a 104.752. Finn also set a time of a 104.972, if I hadn't said that already. As FWL improves the lap time further more, gets it down to 104.803, which puts him to P5. Anyone else setting lap times? Yes, Toastmanis. Toastmanis goes up to 2nd place with a 104.656. Improves the lap time by, I would say, a few hundreds. Gets ahead of Matt Copper for the moment. So we have Asti Plays and Anired left without a lap time. As we have Wickers leaving the pit right now, so he will be on an out lap quite soon. On a flying lap, we have though Robbie Jacobs, who's starting the another flying lap right now. We have Fish in the chat saying he's the Shadow may be giving Shui a toe, apparently. He's currently in the pit, so we'll have to see if that will happen, actually. The asphalt opened for the Ferrari of Robbie Jacobs, then I see proceeds through Sector 2. This track, I mean, is fun to watch because there's lots of overtaking opportunities as it spins round turn 4. That will probably be the theatre for many incidents, also in real life. If you see that corner, if you take it side by side, some incidents could happen there. Is anyone else about to complete the lap? Yes, Timmy is, even though I think they've just started the lap. So I think we'll go on board with them, unless anyone else is setting a lap. I don't think so. Yeah, Sparks is. No, my Sparks isn't. They're always on a... Yeah, Sparks is starting their flying lap now. Okay then. As Jimbo then goes 14th fastest for the moment, he's right behind the Alpine. Goes... Oh, there's quite some traffic there at the exit of the pit lane between a Rebel and a Mercedes, apparently. And I think that is Anired and Shadow. Sparks then with a Jimbo actually with a 105.292. Well, can Sparks improve the lap time? The asphalt open for the Alpine driver as he goes down Sector 2 now. What was I saying, by the way? Austria, yeah. It's one of the shortest circuits on the calendar. And also... really good track for overtaking, I would say. But what I was saying is that it's a really technical circuit from in some corners, especially turn 3, turn 5, turn 6. You can lose it easily though. And also the last 2 corners are quite enjoyable, I would say, if you don't mess them up like Sparks now does, and he cuts the whole pin entry there. Well, that's not how you take the pin entry line, I would say. But we're going board then with yeah, I think so, Anired, because he actually starts to invalidate, so we'll go and move with Shadow now. Yeah, Anired just invalidated turn 1, which if you don't take perfectly, you'll invalidate. Can you invite me, Luigi? Yes, but I have my friends list is stuck, so I cannot actually, because you're not on Xbox, you're on PC. So yeah, you have to ask someone else, because my friend list, if you see, is actually stuck. You see, nothing appears here. So that's the problem I've been having since last week. I reported it to EA. They didn't bother replying, and I think we all know that that was pointless. And I knew that as well, but I wanted to try still. And Shadow invalidates at turn 6 then. He was up for a quite good lap time actually. He was improving by 1/10, but just invalidation here is so common. Remember, he still has quite some ES to play with, as we have another Alpine behind him starting a flight nav, actually completing one. That's Finn. No, Finn is actually starting one. No, he's not. My bad. Don't mind me being confused right now. Is anyone else on a flight lap where I can watch? Yeah, Toastman is. Shadow is certainly improving. Could be certainly improving the lap time. Toastman starting a new lap time. And there is 3 minutes remaining. The time went by so fast that I didn't even realize that we actually are about to end this qualifying session. As Toast goes fast, this is Sector 1. Behind him, we've got Shui, who's on an out lap. Could those be tactics between AlphaTauri and Red Bull, both in the same academy, obviously? As Shadow is slowing down in Sector 2, we could really see a nice fight today between Red Bull and Mercedes. Hopefully we don't have any controversies though, because those are the things that happen most of the times. Sector 2, powerful Sector 2 from Toast as he almost bins it at the exit of turn 6. That could have been really bad for them as they go through the last 2 corners. Yes, but open for the AlphaTauri as he crosses the line to take pole position, provisional pole position by a few thousandths. That's a 104.462 for the AlphaTauri driver as he now meets his teammate ahead of them. Shui is now starting. I would say, is that the final lap or not? No, not yet at least. There's still 1 minute and a half remaining, so we're still good. Anyway, he's still not set a lap time yet, so they will be having to do something quite soon as he leaves the pit lane now. And I will stay on board with Shui as he's about to try and see if he can beat Toastman. I swear those two have been, despite all the controversies, they've been in an internal fight too, in terms of track position and stuff. I mean, that's what I've seen so far. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah. Sure, it doesn't seem like he's pushing because he wants to wait until the end of the session, and that's the first driver then who will complete a lap time. I think so, unless Matt Copper does it first. I think Matt Copper will do it first. I think Matt Copper will end the lap time first. And some others on an out lap probably will as well. As Bram now goes third fastest for the moment, 104.4543. The last 10 seconds remaining before we end this qualifying session. As Matt Copper goes purple sector 2 then. The session is completed by a few drivers, but we'll stay on board with Matt Copper as he comes round the last 2 corners now to complete the session. Let's see what he can do. As he goes fourth fastest with a 104.581. Now to Shui. He comes round the final corner, just wide open for the Red Bull. As he sets it, 104.237 goes provisional pole position. We go on board with Quick, not Toastman, Weakers. Round the final corner, he almost bins it, and he actually does. He goes on the grass and he stays 13th. Chess Mister, Pete's, Jimbo. Round the final corner, we still have a few other, lots of other cars left. Jimbo with a 104.889. The Mercedes Avani right then complete in 6th with a 104.722. Demio in 10th. Hosfila in 9th. The other Red Bull of Shadow, Shadow. Let's see what he can do. With most drivers now complete the session. Shadow stays 7th. Alfa Romeo then Olgofinger invalidates. Callum is still on a lap though as he pits. Is there anyone else? No, not really. Okay, so that's it that's it. That's it for the session. That's my Wi-Fi. Has this connected on PC? I hope I can get... Okay, it's connecting again, so I can save results for qualifying. That is your starting grid for the Austrian Grand Prix Round 6 of FWL Tier 1 and Tier 2 and Tier 3, obviously, but that will be tomorrow. Tier 3 at 6 PM GMT, Tier 2 at 8 PM GMT, as we see 2 guys there taking for position. Goldfinger, that's probably to enter the garage then we'll proceed with the race as yeah, that's starting grid then. I'm gonna review it once we get on the results page, but looks like Timmy got disqualified from parking in a dangerous location. I think he probably spun at the pit entry, that's why. So he wasn't able. He will be starting last despite he set a lap time. That's your starting grid then, seeing Shui take the pole position starting from first. Will he keep it? That's the question. Toesman in second, Bram in third, Matt Copper in fourth, Goldfinger in fifth, Anyred in sixth, Shadow in seventh, Keys in eighth, Hostfile in ninth, Damio in 10th. That rounds out your top 10 and also the point zone. Jimbo in 11th, Finn in 12th, Caldum in 13th, Chaz Mister in 14th, Wickers in 15th, Roby Jacobs in 16th, Sparks in 17th, Esti Plays in 18th, and Timmy Flipper got disqualified due to parking in a dangerous location. I think he's spun at the pit entry, like I said, in 19th. Only missing one driver today. As I said, Shui, if he can keep it, because Shui hasn't raced since round 2, and he may be... I think he practiced for this race. I don't know. I don't actually know if he's gone into this race without practice. But if that's the case, then he may be prone to making mistakes. But as long as that's a message for everyone. As long as you keep it clean, you should be able to, gain points. That's how it works, at least at those tracks, which are good for overtaking, but also quite tight in some sections. So, I guess keep it clean. We'll see how this will go. It's 36 laps of racing around the Red Bull Ring, and we'll see. We'll probably see some safety cars, I believe. Can I have mod for this account? I cannot actually give you mod for the account because I do not own the account, but you have to ask the account owner, and think that's Shadow. Don't want to be wrong, but I think it is. As Fish saying Shui apparently hasn't practiced, so that will mean even worse stuff for him, unless he can keep it on track. We'll see from the formation lap, I guess. So, starting then this formation lap with Shui starting it, obviously, leading the pack from Toastman, Bram, as the pit stop strategy says, mediums to hards. For some drivers it says medium hards, for some others softs, mediums. Let me actually get the tires on screen and also the telemetry. Toastman then, Bram, Matt Copper, Goldfinger, Anyred, Shadow, Keys, Hostfile, Damio, Jimbo as he goes off track there at turn 3. Finn, Callum, Chesmiso, Wickers, Roby Jacobs, Sparks, Esti Plays, and Timmy. We have quite a mix between mediums and hards, but only one driver starting on softs, who will be quite quick at the start, but will start to feel the wear of the softs near lap 10, I believe, or near lap 8. Because I had the same issue in another league. That's why I learned not to do a medium softs, which I did, but then I changed strategy. Apart from that, everyone in mediums apart from Anyred, Keys, Damio, Jimbo, and Sparks all on hards, Roby Jacobson softs, and the rest of the grid on mediums. Let's actually see how this race goes as the grid is now forming up. Spin gets really bad parking lot there. So it should be all good to go for this 6th round of the season. Here we go then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 relights. This thing takes place. Next lap 7, away we go for the 50% race, 36 lap race at Austria, with Shui getting a great start. At the back we have already some 3 wide and some contacts already happening. Damio got moved in that, and that's only Damio and yeah, only Damio there for the contacts. Up we go towards turn 3 as we have Shadow there trying to make it move on and in right as we have some contacts already. What is going on there? Oh my, so much carnage right now at turn 3 as we have still 3 wide with the Mercedes almost losing it there on the inside. Jimbo then trying to make a place. Look at this, so much case through turn 4 now, 3 wide at turn 4. Could this end like Hamilton and Albon? No, you won't, as Red takes the place on Sparks. Keys gets taking by Wickers, meanwhile on the outside, and Robbie Jacobs takes advantage to make the move. Robbie Jacobs started. Actually, let me see how much he gained. As we have a spin from FWL and Finn. Both of them make contact, and that's a virtual safety car deployed. And also Sparks, what happened there? Both Alpines and a Haas involved in a 3-car incident, but FWL reporting full wing damage apparently. As we have quite some on-track position lost by Matt Copper and Fort Goldfinger. Wonder what is going on between them. Finn pits as well. I think he got damaged too. And FWL pits. That's not a good start from the Alpines and from the Haas cars. But I was about to check, yeah, the position gains. What was I about to say? Roby Jacobs there, 7 places gained at the start. Oh, because it isn't soft, but that's what it means. Being on the fastest tire means also this. If you can pull out a great start of the race, the pit stops may not be as painful in terms of position loss. But we should be able to go racing quite soon as Matt Copper gets a drive-through penalty for spinning under the delta time, and so does Shadow. That's massive. As it's lap 2, it's not even the end of the race, it's lap 2. It's just lap 2 and they both have to pit now. Oh my. And Shadow now now serves it, hoping for a safety car, I believe. Matt Copper though goes into, stays out for the moment. That will actually be really a massive thing. Will be a massive thing in this race, but as I said, it's lap 2, but we'll do something. Well, Zermi now takes the advantage to make the move at turn 3, almost makes contact with the Williams ahead, and Jimbo takes advantage of that to retake the place. But they're still side by side through this straight, as Jess Smith is looking for a gap there, but he has to stay behind for now. As Jimbo stays behind, Emirates keeps the place that he made through turn 3. As Chas Mystery is looking desperately to pass the McLaren on the inside, and he spins it and also catches SD plays with that. Yeah, he was reporting damage too. He damaged his end plate, I think. And Matt Copper is now pitting to set their drive through. Yeah, SD Place does have damage as he now pits. That's the thing, ghosting can distract you, and that's the result of it. As I hate those Saudi quits right now. Like I said, there's no way to fix them. It's so annoying. Because they've been there since they released the game. EA that just doesn't care, that's the thing. Could have mastered it, I should say, but even though you know. Yeah. I mean, we're bulldogs to them, so. Shadow now making the plays on the Ferrari. Chaz missed around the outside. Turn 4 and this ended like I expected it would. Shadow being spun around. Then I think he made contact on his own. Actually, I wasn't looking at the onboard camera, but I think he did because it looked like he turned in on Chaz Mister. So I don't know if that was a spin on his own or if he got made contact, but or if Chaz Mister actually made contact with him, but. He still lost a place due to that, so not that much happened. And he also saved the drive-through, so that's why he's that far back. As just Mr. spins, loses it at the last corner. So now he's back in the fight with Shadow, I guess. As S8 now pits again. Did their pit crew not repair their wing, actually? No, they did. That's so unlucky for them. They pit twice already. So yeah, we'll have to see then what happened between Chaz Mister and Shadow. But Timmy got a 3-second penalty for track limits earlier on, which of course won't be the only one, I suppose. Won't be the only penalty we'll see this race. Let me see if I can unplug and plug the microphone back in. Okay, so back in. Kid is looking for a move, meanwhile on weaker. Sorry for the silence there, but just having quite some issues. I don't know if that also caused some random audio buffering in the stream. As Demi makes the plays on Timmy now. As Matt Copper takes the plays on Shadow, who only had... No, actually that's just Mister. That's just Mister. Who spun at the exit of turn 1. As Verbram now. Verbram, I think he's goes... I don't know if he's in the car. Yes, he's in the car. He's in the car. He just was ghosted for some weird reason. Probably spun or something, lost it. But Toastman, with that, takes the place on the Williams. And I think Wickers is looking to do the same on Robbie Jacobs as he uses EIS and JS to gain to make the move on the Ferrari ahead of him. At turn 1 they go, they make contact. Robbie Jacobs gets pushed wide there. The Williams taking advantage of that, going wide from the Ferrari to take the move on the outside here. They make a bit of contact round turn 3 they go. Robbie Jacobs breaks a bit late. They're still side by side. The Alfa Romeo they're going to be slow, and Keys has to stay back for the moment. Anirat wanted to go past, so Keys lets them pass quite nicely there. Now turn 3 they go, looking for a dime bug there, but he decides against it and follows the Ferrari through this technical section of the circuit, sector 2 that is in the start of sector 3 as well. Robbie Jacobs, remind you, he's on soft, so he will feel the wear at some point as I think he now he's now starting to feel that. As Anima takes the place on the Ferrari. Apparently Finn got the place also on Host Filet. Well, Keys try and make a move now. It's because he's so close to the Alfa Romeo Cullen right now. Well, this he was. As Toastman and Bram fighting again. Sorry for losing that. Lost a lot of battles going on right now on track. So it's not that easy to keep up with lots of them, just like Matt Copper and Sparks fighting the. And Matt Copper looks to be gaining the place then, or keeping the place on Sparks. Is looking to gain a bit more, I guess, than that. Keys and Robbie Jacobs then. Keys finally gains the place on Robbie Jacobs, and Wick is actually looking to be close to Callum, actually having to fight with Animat for the 6th place there. Anyway, looking for another move around the outside. He goes on the inside now. Robbie Jacobs gets 3 seconds of track limits. And Animat waits behind for the moment. on the AlphaTauri driver. Finn and Osler having quite a battle at the back. Meanwhile, I think they had quite a battle at turn 4. The still quite really close between those 4. Toastman looking to be close as well, but he's not that close to make a move, though. Those 4 are as weak as send it at turn 3. Callum has to stay behind for the moment. He will have DRS round the second, I would say, straight after the first DRS straight. Just this doesn't have a DRS zone. Callum looks to be taking the place. Weakers goes a bit wide there. Anyway, though, doesn't have enough time to take advantage of that. And Bram, we're now battling with Toast. Got overtaken by the AlphaTauri. Now looking and making a move again. Those 2, I think, will be fighting until the end. I can tell you. There's a lot going on track. There's quite a lot of battles, and it's actually insane. Because there's actually, like, it's still there. The action is still there, as Lumberjackers, as I said, is pitting now around lap 10. 8 laps of racing on those softs. Those men and Bram still fighting for this second place. Look at this. So is Weakers again on Callum. Same move as last lap. Callum still sticks it round the outside. He tries to keep it. He does keep it for the moment. Weakers though will have a better run. He does go move on to the inside actually. Does he keep it? Callum still doesn't want to give up the place so easily. They're still side by side through turn 5 then. Weakers is hanging around the outside. He has to see the position now. As Timmy there. Spin from the Mercedes. Costs him the 12th place actually. And so does Jimbo spin. See, between, I mean, this balance between spins and action, so it's not that bad. Anyway, close to Weakers, so is Weakers to Callum. Jimbo spun once again. His tires probably not having it. As Anyway is so close to Weakers now, looking to make a move around the inside. Actually outside, sorry for the confusion there. Outside, he has the Alfa Romeo though, he cannot outbrake himself that much. He tries to go for the switchback, and Callum stays ahead for the moment. The eyes wide open from the Mercedes of Anired as he tries to go side by side with the AlphaTauri of Weakers for the 6th place. Round turn 4 they go. Approach it, and Anired takes place like that on hard as the medium starts to show somewhere, as you can see. Anyway, he's on hard and he got the place quite by having more speed it seems, and Weakers will have another chance for sure if he manages to have good exits. Keys is also on hard meanwhile. Jimbo looks to be close to Robbie Jacobs, but right now I'm thinking we'll make a move as Anired takes 3 seconds time penalty for track limits, and that's like 4th person actually to gain a track limit penalty. As my phone died, my phone actually died. Anyway, looking to go for a move. Already on Callum. Turn 3, they make a bit of contact. Callum bit slow around the exit. Weakest doesn't have a better exit either, and so has to stay behind. Callum going at it again on Anired. He goes side by side once again and went for the switchback. He takes a much better line, takes a much better exit than the Alfa Romeo. Timmy spins once again. Anired lines up behind the Alfa Romeo. This battle is going on for quite a long time now. It hasn't ended yet. They're not done yet, I guess. As it will be all going for quite another ride then. Timmy spins once again and now gets lapped by Shui. Not a good race for Timmy right now, but his teammate kind of say the opposite. They kind of say the same, as he's having quite a blast right now, fighting for the top 5. as he tries to do so to do so again. Round the inside at turn 3. Wickers waits behind for the moment. Anyway, goes past. He's still side by side with Callum. He's hoping for Callum to let him through, but that won't be easy. Goes round the inside once again. Callum seems to have a better exit. Wickers is still hanging behind, enjoying this show, but he wants to get involved too. But he doesn't know how for the moment. Doesn't want to risk anything, knowing there are pit stops to be made at some point. We have another spin from Timmy and also Animat. At the same moment they spin. Animat spins in sector 3 at turn 6. Animat, actually Timmy, in sector 3 at turn 6. Animat spins at the last corner and damages his old wing. Shadow now gets past him. But that is not good for Animat, as he has to do the whole he has to go around the whole circuit before he can pit. That will cost him so many places right now. Timmy now retires from the session in the pits. Obviously no point continuing, I guess he's thinking. And that's one driver out from this full car 5, which now is reduced to 3 cars. As Animat now retires, he crashes out from the session right in the middle of the track. Look at that, and that causes a full caution safety car. Not a good weekend for Mercedes, but Mercedes team. Not a good weekend, I guess, but still requires the rest of the Mercedes Academy in next to retirements already. And I guess that allows most of the teams to go for a pit stop then. Let's go. Finger goes for hards, Callum for hards, Wickers for hards, Matt Copper for hards, Damien for mediums, Sparks for mediums, Shadow for hards. So I guess those mediums will have quite a better chance here. Also because there's a safety car, so it's the tire weight is reduced. Jimbo for mediums, Hosville, Chas Mister and Finn also come into the pits. Jimbo for mediums, Hosville for hards, Chas Mister for hards, S Plays also comes in, Finn for hards. So now Shui comes in now. Toastman comes in, Bram comes in. Will Key stay out? I think he will come in as well. Everyone basically came in, apart from Robbie Jacobs, who's on 5 lap old hard. But everyone came in. As plays 4 hards. Shui 4 hards. Toastman 4 hards. Bram 4 hards. Robbie Jacobs gains another 3 seconds track limits. And Keys also pits. And now I will suppose he will go for mediums. So that makes it 4 drivers on mediums. Yes, he does go for mediums. But that lost him the plays on. That actually wasn't so. Didn't gain him. Lost him places actually from that. He lost 1 place on Goldfinger, but that's not good at all. Even though Goldfinger isn't hard, so he will be having the chance to overtake him. Actually, Keys will have the chance to overtake all those guys in hards ahead of him. If he does get enough temperature. Also because the hards are not that easy to be warmed up, so yeah. And obviously that's the same for many other drivers who are actually a few other drivers who are on mediums. That's Damio, Sparks and Jimbo. So we'll be waiting for the safety car then, for the pack to bunch up, as my Wi-Fi has disconnected once again on laptop. I'll be trying to reconnect. This is due to the database that why it disconnects. See if I can actually reconnect. Yes, I can. I'll be trying to see what they're saying in the Discord. So, Robbie Jacobs pits now, and he will lose quite some track position there. He pits for mediums, for fresh mediums, so now adds it to 5 people on mediums. As we are in a safety car period, I just wanted to point out that of course is right round 6, and Bram and Toast are currently ahead of Callum right now. Callum is of course the leader for the standings. He currently has 73 points on his name, and since Ram and Toast are both ahead of him, they could outscore him. Since the gap to Callum for Toast is 15 and Bram 14, so we could see quite a shake-up in the Drivers' Championship. But right now, Callum could lose their temporary World Drivers' Championship. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, because we've now reached half the race distance. I mean, almost. Actually, wait. Yeah, we have reached half the race distance right now, lap 18. As Finn pits once again, I think he got damage, because he already pits, and he pits for used mediums. Just won't be good at all for them. That's 6 drivers on mediums now. That's raising the amount of people on mediums, which will not be good for those on hards at all, at least for the first stages. They are mediums, because around lap 27, 28 they will be starting to have issues. And I think, if I'm not wrong, the mediums will be right on the line at the end of the race. So we'll be seeing quite some nice action. Some drivers are probably gonna do a 2-stop today, if those are mediums. It depends if they can manage the tire wear, because those tires will be quite on the line at the end. Just slightly, but they will. As we now get prepared to restart this race. Restarting this race, which was offered quite some action for those first 18 laps, as Chewy takes his space right now, and restarts this race officially right now, as Bram is already close to Toastman, trying to get a move on them. Let's look at the back of the grid. Finn gets the move on as he plays already before turn 1, as the Ferrari there loses a bit of traction, but he has his teammate behind, so no need to worry, I guess. To go up for the grid order, Matt Copper actually looked to be close to weakest. Jimbo actually gets overtaken by Shadow. Wonder what happened there, but apparently he's now getting fouled by 2 Ferrari Academy cars. There, the Haas and the Ferrari, what are they doing? I've seen quite some bad stuff happening behind. The Ferrari Robbie Jacobs then taking the chance to make the move on the McLaren of Jimbo on fresh mediums, of course, fresher tyre age. As they go around the outside of turn 6 and make the places successfully, they gain the 12th place out of that. Still 12 places to go onto the points zone. And Hosule looks to be close also to the McLaren, so they could be looking for a move quite soon. Wickes gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. As Hosule looking to make a move on the McLaren, is too far back for the moment. He's too far back. Nothing else going on in the rest. Yes, the gaps are closed, but the closest one is currently this one that we're watching. This battle we're watching right now. As he goes round the inside on the McLaren, round turn 3 as well. Dark and Shadow fighting meanwhile. Actually, Sparks and Robbie Jacket's fighting. Robbie Jacket's already reached Sparks there. He's flying right now. On fresh mediums, of course. And he takes on the P11. As he goes in to hunt Shadow now for that 10th place. Will it be any easy for him to do that? We'll see. So yeah, Matt Cop really close to Wikis as well right now. Meanwhile with a 107.008. And yes, I think got enabled right now. In fact it did. Yes, that opened for the Hazmat Copper, who now tries to take as much slipstream as he can. Will he send it? No, he won't for now. He doesn't want to risk anything. Pits, that his third pit stop, I think, or fourth, and he retires. He retires in the pits. Now a good race for the Alpine driver. We have then the Haz of Matt Copper and the AlphaTauri Wick is there going side by side through turn 4, and Matt Copper gains the place as Gaze and the Goldfinger is also fighting right now. Both still side by side through turn 6 as well. Goldfinger has a better run, of course. On the outside, you always have a better run. Callum, meanwhile, getting involved in quite some fights between Rebel and the Ferrari. Shadow and Robbie Jack is fighting between them two. And that was quite a nice move from Robbie Jack there. Usually you see a contact there, but it can actually show you that you can make moves if you know how to drive. But yeah, that's the truth basically. You can make moves anyway if you know how to drive. Callum looking to catch up onto the Ferrari as the Williams to Jimbo there going for a move on the Alpine. They make contact. The Haas Hosler trying to take advantage of that to make the move once again. Will Goldfinger actually go for a move on Keys as you look on the leaderboard? No, he won for the moment. Hosler looking for a late move, send round turn 4. They make contact. And Hosler takes the move, takes the place as the Ferrari transmitter spins in the background. That's a late game from the Haas of Hosler then. As I wanted to actually load the Twitch chat on the PC since my phone died, so I'm gonna do that, and I hope I won't miss enough action as I do that. Okay, there I go. Okay, I've loaded the Twitch chat on PC, so I now can see your comments as Robbie Jack is going for a move once again on Shadow now. They both still side by side. Shadow doesn't want to give the plays up too easily, obviously, but Callum gets him in the fight. And here comes Callum, I should say. As he goes round the inside, they're both fighting hard right now. They make contact as well. That could be... okay, that's good. This is ended weirdly. It's Goldfinger and Matt Copper now fighting. Goldfinger actually getting dropped so hard between behind the pack now. First with Keys, now with Matt Copper. What's going on with the Alfa Romeo today? As Jimbo spun at turn 6. Goldfinger looking so hard to gain that place back because he knows Wickers is catching up rapidly. And then is Damio on mediums. As with the ice usage, he can certainly make this move with walk actually. This is quite a battle forming though. Goldfinger wants to wait for this move, but Callum doesn't want to wait for this move as they make contact once again round turn 3, and they almost run themselves. Shadow takes advantage of that to take the place back on Robbie Jackets. And as they approach turn 4, Robbie Jackets tries to look for a gap on the outside that almost didn't exist, and they spin now. That I knew that would happen at some point during this race. Shadow, I think that was a rage moment from him. But That was Hamilton versus Albon. It's apart from the fact that both of them spun, but I knew that thing would have happened at some point during this race, because it cannot happen as now Robbie Jacobs, because doesn't know, he has to cool the tires down. Otherwise he will start spinning like never before. Matt Copper looking for a move then on Goldfinger once again. Will he have a chance to do it now? Yes, he will, but he won't actually. Yes, but actually no. As a safety car gets deployed for I don't know what reason, but he gets deployed. I think Robbie Jacobs does have damage. No, he doesn't. Let's just mishap damage. I do not know. No, he doesn't. So why do we have a safety car? Well, that's weird, not gonna lie, but they will be the last 8 laps, I think, of racing. So that could be the moment actually where you could technically pit for softs, but I'm not sure. Goldfinger is in though. Goldfinger goes for the pits. Goldfinger goes for the pit lane, and so does Wickers, Damio, Callum, and Esther Place. Jimbo now. Goldfinger goes for softs. Will anyone follow him? Not everyone. Not everyone. Callum also goes for softs. Esther Place goes for softs. Jimbo for softs. The only 2 drivers who pit for mediums are Damio and Wickers. Now, if you manage to keep the softs without any tire wear, any bad tire wear, you should be able to make it. Because right now it's 10 laps from the end, and despite the fact that softs last 12 laps, they actually last 8 laps, I think, or 9 laps, depends, or even 10 laps. It depends on how well you can manage the tire wear. Because once the tire wear, which is around, I'm gonna say, for example, 70%, obviously you're gonna start losing some momentum and also some speed that the tires may give you. So gotta be careful of that. There's also what goes behind in terms of strategy planning. You have to make strategies, you have to consider those factors as well. But who didn't pit though? As Robbie Jacobs now comes into the pits, someone said they have damage. And yeah, they do. Why did the Red Bull pit crew stay out? If you see on the left corner, top left corner, Red Bull pit crew actually stayed out. Aren't they doing a 2022 simulation there? Red Bull pit crew just fixed in place there. If a Red Bull car pits, I hope that was not glitched, because they will have quite a bad moment there. Because if the Red Bull pit crew doesn't come out at all, they will stay stuck in the pit box and not be able to pit at all. But Robbie Jacobs goes for mediums then. I was saying though, those who didn't pit are Shadow, Host Filet, Sparks, Matt Copper, Keys, Bram, Toastman, and Shui. And they could actually pit. Oh, because if they have the tires, if they have fresh tires, otherwise it would be pointless. I bet that someone is going to go in now, because the safety car is still staying in. Something tells me someone is going in. Oh, Keys was looking to go in, but he actually said no last minute. Is anyone actually going in as I expected? Yes, but not who I expected to go. I thought someone with all tires would go in. Jimbo is going in actually, realizing mediums softs may not make it, and goes for a new set of softs. I don't know what that was for, but okay. Robbie Jackson goes from... Oh, what? Old mediums. I don't know what is going on in this race anymore, but if they like that strategy, I guess let them drive with it. I don't know how that is going to work for them, but we're gonna see, I guess, because there could be penalties and crashes, obviously, but tires also play an important role in a race. Without tires, you cannot drive. Unless you want to be like the Alfa Romeo without tires, the meme. As the safety car is in this lap. The safety car is in this lap. Sure, it now doesn't have to mess this up. Otherwise, it will be quite a painful restart for him. And also for the other drivers behind him, because obviously the other drivers follow the leader, and if the leader messes up, the rest of the pack does as well. So let's see when Shui does plan to restart this Grand Prix, as he now runs through the last two corners. He takes his speed up now and he restarts this race right now. Toastman follows him behind, so does Bram behind him. Robbie Jacobs and Jimba already collided. Themselves as Damien there going on. Oh! What has happened at the back there? Shadow goes spun once again by not the same driver, but Robbie Jacobs got another 3-second time penalty. What happened between Shadow and Damien there? As Damien was trying to go for a move on Wickers and Shadow got involved in that. Not a really good restart for Shadow, considering the fact he hasn't paid and he will now stay in last unless something happens. There's quite a 3-car fight there for turn 3. FWL trying to go for a move on Goldfinger there. Mac Open manages to take the move, to make the move on the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo is on fresh softs and he's now looking for a move around the penultimate corner. Will have an easy chance to pass. Yes, he will, as Robbie Jerker spins once again on all mediums. Mac Open now gets the 3 seconds for track limits. Just Mister looking close to the SD place right now. There's no DIS yet. It will be activated next lap. Robbie Jacobs spins again. I think Robbie Jacobs has officially killed the tires there, as there's another virtual safety car. For what? Because Robbie Jacobs probably got damage. Let me guess. Yes, he did. And he now tries to crash himself out, and he does successfully. Congrats. Oh my. But that's still a virtual safety car, which is helpful for the drivers, because I'm pretty sure most would have been annoyed by having another safety car. I mean, those who didn't pit wouldn't have, but those who pit would. So it's a split vote here between who wants a safety car and who doesn't. Virtual safety car though it is, and you can still pit, but you have to be aware of the fact that the virtual safety car will last less. Is anyone going in then? No, not at all. Shadow may be going in actually, because he has nothing to lose. No, he doesn't. He stays out. He stays out. As we still are on a virtual safety car, this is quite a long one. I'm not gonna lie. It's green flag once again now. He doesn't get an absolute best restart, but Goldfinger does because he's on fresh softs, and he's now having the chance to fight those guys on old tires. Could he actually take the win? There would be old times there, old vibes. Scanlon gets placed down. As they move down on Sparks, it looked like obviously those off are gonna have an easier time, but as time progresses, they won't. But they have to make those moves quickly. before the tires start to give up. And obviously the tires should, if you manage to take care of them, they won't give up so easily. But yeah. Well, the eyes wide open from Chas Mistress was looking to retake successive plays earlier, but he couldn't due to the virtual safety car. And nice to place. Plays almost break though. The eyes wide open from the Ferrari there as he takes the plays on SC plays, who will now have the chance to retake them back. Goldfinger is also quite close to Keys now. And he stays behind for the moment. He has quite almost all he needs to have to make the move happen on those 4 drivers. There's 4 laps remaining, so he has to make a move per lap. Will that be will that be possible? We'll see. The closest gap really is Keys. He's Goldfinger and Keys. Sparks gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Bram right now is like doesn't have the ice on Shui, but Goldfinger does, and so does Keys on Toastman. And okay, Toastman on Bram. Shadow spins once again. Shadow not having the best races, not gonna lie. As no one tries to go for a move. Goldfinger does at the last minute, but has to stay back. Didn't have the best exit. The good exit. Otherwise, I think he would have gone for the move. Shadow pits. As there's a 3-car fight here at turn 4 between Weakest, Callum and Hosfilet, while looking to get places. Shadow goes for subs, hoping for a fastest lap as Weakest gets pushed off and has to hold Damien for the moment. Hosfilet and Callum both go past the AlphaTauri, and Matt Coppen looking to be quite close to Goldfinger here, despite being on old hard. That's quite impressive. Weakest with 3-second time penalty, the track limits. As we can look for a move at the back quite soon between those 4. At the front doesn't look likely, but at the back it does. At the back it does, as Hosfilet tries to go for a move on Callum. So does Weakest and Callum now. He has Callum on the outside, so he tries to go for the inside. They're both 3 wide once again, involving more cars from the back. Damien Sparks, for example. And Weakest gets ahead now, and he had quite a he was pushed to the gravel trap almost earlier, and now he's ahead on fresh medium. So you can see the stops are now starting to show some signs of wear, which is what I was saying earlier. As there's another round of the IS attacks. Sammy looks to be closer though than the rest of the pack here. Yes, we're open then once again. They all try to make the move on each other. Let's place with 3 seconds for track limits. Hosfilet trying to go for a move on Callum once again. We can both go side by side. Let's Goldfinger and Matt Copper also making moves here. Damien, Hosfilet also going side by side. Hosfilet couldn't have a good accident, so he almost loses the place on Damio. Will he though? Still not, as Goldfinger spun. Yeah, Goldfinger spun. I don't know if that was a spin on his own, but now it is on his own, as he loses even more places. He may have made contact with Matt Copper there, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to see with the FIA. Toastman meanwhile close to Bram, and as the last lap starts now, he could be looking to make a move on the Williams driver for that second place. We're now going to watch that. Just Mr. is really close to Sparks meanwhile. And he made the move as Goldfinger. I don't know if what he's trying to do. Yeah, he's still continuing. as there's literally the last lap. Sorry for the... if I remove the view of Toastman against Bram, but Toastman now tries to go for the move on the outside of Bram. Bram keeps it. Keys and Matt Copper now both going for the move. Shadow with a 3-second time penalty. Matt Copper stays ahead for the moment. Callum and Hostfiller again at the same corner. Hostfiller stays ahead. And just like that, Shui, who got the pole position in quali, takes the win of the Austrian Grand Prix round 6 of Tier 1. Bram in second, Toastman in third, Keys in fourth, Matt Copper in fifth with a penalty. Wick is in ninth actually due to the penalty. Callum in sixth, Damien in seventh, Hosville in eighth, Wick is in ninth, Sparks in 10th, Jasmister in 11th, Jimbo in 12th, ST plays in 13th, Goldfinger in 14th, as he loses it round turn 6, and Shadow in 15th. And also Shadow loses it now. What is it doing? Two cars at the same time lose it. Run the same corner. That is it then. Round 6. As Shadow crosses the line to complete this race then. I hope results get saved. The driver of the day for the game is Wickers. For me, I would say it is. Let me remember who got a drive-through. I think Matt Copper did. So I would say Matt Copper, because he actually almost got a podium. Fighting with Keys there. No, wait, what am I saying? Keys was not on the podium, but almost a podium because we've got P4, so it's basically close to the podium. Congrats then to Shui, Bram, and Toastman for the top 3. Will Bram have any controversies once again with Toastman or with Shui? We are quite, you know. If you are in the server, in the Discord server, we are quite controversies between Bram, Shui and Toast in the last few races. Starting from Belgium, I think. But that is the result then. Have they saved? Yes, they have. So we don't have any problem with race results for Tier 1. But we're going to have to see if the database decides to save them for Tier 2 and Tier 3. That is his race results then. Shui takes the checkered flag in the first place and the win. Bram in second, then Toastman, Keys, Matt Copper, Callum, Damio, Hosviller, Wickers, Sparks, Chasmister, Jimbo, ST Plays, Goldfinger, Shadow, Robbie Jaggers, Finn, Annie Red and Timmy Flipper. Tried to get the race director for anything that is needed for those drivers, but I didn't get the last part because of the short time. But that is the end of the first race at Austria in Season 8 for Tier 1. There will be 2 more races tomorrow to watch. Tier 3 at 6 PM, Tier 2 at 8 PM UK time, both of them. So, see you for those 2 races. And as always, bye for now.